Lesson 4.6, Model Direct Variation. How do you write and graph direct variation problems? Well, direct variation is y equals ax, where a cannot equal 0. Now for the first part here, we must tell whether the equation represents direct variation. 4x plus 5y equals 0. Now we always solve for y in direct variation, so we must move the positive 4x to the other side by subtracting 4x to both sides. We're left with 5y equals negative 4x. Now we have 5y, and to undo that we must divide both sides by 5, so y equals negative 4/5 x. And because that is in the form of y equals ax, it is direct variation. Now we must graph the following direct variation equation. So we have y equals 2/5 x. When we graph an equation that is y equals, we always think y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. And when you graph something in slope-intercept form, you must identify the slope and the y-intercept. So in this equation, the slope is always the number that is in front of the x, the m, and that is 2/5. The y-intercept is the b, what is at the back. But because there is nothing there, that would be like adding 0. So the y-intercept is 0. So now we label our x and y axis, and the first thing we always plot on a graph to graph slope-intercept form is the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 0, so that goes right in the origin, and we put our first point there. And now we use our slope of 2/5 to get the rest of our points. Slope is rise over run, so we go up 2 units and 5 to the right. Up 2, 5 to the right to get our other 2 points. And then we draw a line through those 3 points, and we have our graph of y equals 2/5 x. Now we have to write a direct variation equation and find the value of y when x equals 14. So the first thing we have to do is find the slope of this line. And slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now we already have one point on the line, 2, 3. We have to identify a second point on the line. So if we look at the graph, we have to find out what another point is. And well, the graph crosses at the origin, so that would be 0, 0. So now we have 2 points. Now we can find our slope. So 2 is x1, 3 is y1, 0 is x2, and y2 is 0. So now we substitute those into the equation. So we have 0 minus 3 over 0 minus 2, which equals negative 3 over negative 2. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so 3 over 2. So our slope is 3 over 2. Now we have to identify the b, and because it crosses at the origin, the y-intercept is 0. So our equation, if we write it in slope-intercept form, is y equals 3 over 2x plus 0, but you don't need that 0 at the end.